the moves that Angel is making. You're going to see some of the 5 habits, and you're also going to see some moves that are unique to Angel and that are really strong in helping move the conversation. So feel free to be dropping those in the chat as we go. And JB, whenever you want to spotlight us, we will go ahead and get ready to dive in. And just for context, we're going to imagine that this is our first coaching call, but we're about halfway through. We've spent the first 25 minutes or so building context, talking about my AMA hopes and dreams, talking about my staff survey, and Angel is pivoting into let's get a handle on where you are with your INA goals. So that's the scene that we're walking into.
Yep.
All right, Angel, you ready?
Ready.
All right.
Cool. Okay. Hey, Jess, thank you for sharing context about your journey so far. I really want us to focus in on your inclusive and ambitious goals. Those are going to be our roadway for the rest of the school year for your AMA journey. I know that you started thinking about them. What are you feeling clear on, and where are you getting stuck?
Yeah, I mean, I worked with my guide on this a bit, so I'm pretty clear on our goal buckets, like the general areas that we're going to be chasing this year, and like what the priorities are in that. But I'm a bit stuck because the my director, like the supervisor of my team, they essentially set the final goals, and so I know like what we're chasing generally, but I don't have the exact targets just yet. So that's why I haven't finalized things.
That makes sense. I want you to imagine for a second that no one is going to write goals or give them to you this year. What would be your next step?
Wow, what a world to live in there. I mean, I guess if I had to make them on my own, since I know the buckets, I have some historical data we've already looked at. And so I guess I'd need to dive a bit deeper back into that. Maybe look at the goals we previously set. Um, I know our differentials aren't super clear yet, but I think like I could get in there and figure that out. So basically, I'd have to get back in the data and then think about what felt ambitious and achievable and like set a target from there.
Yeah. So reviewing your historical data, getting clearer on your differential data, and then reviewing past goals.
Yeah.
Uh, Seems like you already know the process of setting goals. How much of that have
Yeah.
you already done just with closing out this past school year?
Yeah, I mean, I did a pretty deep dive into our growth data and our like developmental reading data, because we shared out about those in Leader PD. So I've done a decent dive on it. I've got a pretty good idea of where we were on track and off track, but I'd have to get back in to uh, get granular on the differential. I'm not super clear on that yet.
Okay. So you know your buckets,
Hmm.
know a lot about the historical context of your where your school has fallen or your
Hmm.
network has fallen with the goals. And you have a sense of where the target should be and where you guys are. You just need to get clear on the differential.
Yeah.
What feels most risky about you just writing those goals and bringing them to your director and having a conversation with her about the goals?
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess we just haven't done it that way. And so I don't want to step on anybody's toes. Like I've got other people on my team that are going to share these goals with me, so I don't want to seem like, oh, here you, why do you think you get to set the goals for all of us? So I guess I just feel a little awkward somewhat about that.
Yeah. We're going to be diving into that feeling a lot this year with AMA because there's going to be quite a few things that we ask you to do that probably you've never experienced with your network, like radical problem solving and setting up different goals, your winter break win, your spring success goal. We're going to be diving into that feeling of just setting smaller goals and moving towards them without asking permission. So The first time we're going to attack that feeling is right now by just setting some small goals, because there's two outcomes to these possible scenarios. One is you wait, you are given some goals and you execute them. The second one is you come up with some goals, you draft them, you share them with your director, and you guys get to have a conversation and align on what the goals need to be. What's
Yeah.
the difference between those?
Well, I mean, when you put it like that, if I wait, there's like not a conversation. It's just I execute on what she gives me, which I'm sure she'll do a good job at. But I mean, if I do actually get into it, I'll be in a much better position to say, like, oh, I think these goals are the right goals, or like ask a question about a goal. Um, and I'll be, I guess, more confident talking about it with the teachers and leaders I work with because I'll know it better than if I just like wait for her to give me her rationale on the goals.
Yeah. One, you're just the doer. The other one, you are the owner and the doer. And I want you to feel like the owner of this.
Yeah.
You get to own the all means all movement at your network
Yeah.
by setting these goals and moving forward. So I want us to get concrete on some of these actions. We are going to set the first goal together.
Hmm.
And then over the next 2 weeks, you're going to write the rest of them by yourself. When we meet, we'll get to review all of them and then draft your proposal to your director.
Got it.
Okay. So, what needs to happen between now and the next 2 weeks for you to be able to draft all of these goals? Let's get some action steps.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and put those in the chat. Let me just think. End scene. Woohoo! I was like,
Woo!
how long am I gonna fake type before I say end scene? That's literally the thought I just had.
And then we would draft the first goal together. And then, yeah.
There we go. Snaps for Dr. Angel Augustine. Woo! For being our first coach to model practice. So